Okay, hi, and thank you for joining me as part of the 43 Ways to Change Your Life series. I'm Tonia Krebs from toniakrebs.com, and I am a marketing and mindset mentor. I normally work with women who are in the early stages of starting out their business, who need help with getting their head in the right place and then, getting all of their marketing sorted. So today's webinar is build a fun and profitable business from home. So if you know that you need to change something in your life and you've had enough of the routine of your average job and you want to do something for you that will make you feel fantastic, that you can be proud of yourself, that will open up doors to all sorts of other things, then starting your own business may be just exactly what you need. So I'm just going to cover some of the basics here for you and fire away with any questions. Okay, so this webinar is for you if you dream of running your own small business from home. If you've got great skills in your chosen field, so that might mean that you want to start a business in the industry that you're currently working in, or you might have a passion that you can turn into a business. You've probably got heaps of ideas and you spend a lot of time thinking of bigger and better ways to do business. So you're the ideas person, you've always got an answer for, how to do something better than the last person. Well, you can channel that energy into a business. You might be feeling overwhelmed or stuck. So you might have an idea for a business, but you don't know what to do. You've got so many ideas, you don't know which one to do first. You could be doubting your own ability to make your business a reality, which is quite normal, and we need to get over that doubt or it will never succeed. You need to, but you might be losing touch with focus and clarity. I'm speaking with people every day who say, I just don't feel like I've got any clarity and I just don't have any focus. And, I feel like a chook with my head cut off, running around in circles, managing, business and life and trying to balance everything out. And I need some focus. So that's what this webinar can help you with. You might hate networking, but you probably love Facebook, because that's where you will have found this webinar. And you know that you are the change that your life or business needs. Now that is the most important thing for you to acknowledge. If you say, I hate my job, it sucks, I should be getting more money, you're the only one who can change that. If you're never happy, you're not as happy as you would like to be, and nothing goes the way you intended, things don't work out how you always thought they would, you are the only one who can change that. So no matter what situation you're in, if you're not enjoying it, if it's not working out for you the way that you wanted, you have the power to change that. The life change, the revolution is all part of that process that can help you to change. lifechangetherevolution.com, and this 43 Ways to Change Your Life webinar series is also a great place to start. So who am I? I don't even know if I introduced myself. Yes, I did. I am Tonia Krebs, marketing and mindset mentor. So like I said, I work with women usually in business, and I help them create practical ways to find solutions to everyday problems that they have in their life and their business. So we do a lot of brainstorming, a lot of brain dumping and mind mapping, so that I can help my clients have a business that's more fun and more genuinely aligned with them, and that that flows through from their dreams and their values. So what they end up with is a business that's more profitable, and it supports them to live their dream, living life on your terms. That is what I'm all about. That little matrix up the top just shows you my background. I've studied psychology. I have a degree in communication and sociology. I've worked in marketing for a long time and done lots of studies in marketing. I have a diploma of business and have run and started, bought and sold several businesses myself, some of which were fantastic and some which taught me a lot. So, I'm well equipped to be helping other people to do that. I run another business called The Property Lifestyle, which helps people with property and wealth creation. And through that, I use my knowledge from my many years in real estate to help regular mum and dads find the right investment property for them. So that means, they're going to find a property that suits their budget, their goals, and their lifestyle. And they're going to learn. I run courses teaching them how to protect themselves from, the dodgy sharks that are out there. So my clients then go on to, build quite a property empire after taking my courses and working with me. I'm equip empowerment facilitator with the Institute of Women International, so I help women with their mindset. Now, that can envelop a whole heap of things, but basically, as women, we tend to carry the world on our shoulders, and we not only carry it, we think about it, and we go over and over and over and over and over and over so many things that it drains us of our energy. And, so many more women than men are exhausted, and we usually have ourselves to blame for that because our own mindset drains us of our energy. So I work with women helping them clear that, and that is fantastic. That's such an exciting thing for me to be able to help women with. It's really awesome, and I'm doing some more training on that soon. I have also studied counselling here and there as well. So that's a bit about me, just so that you can, understand the background of where I'm coming from. So today we're going to cover 5 simple steps to build a fun and profitable business. The first one is understanding how your product or service fits the market. You need to manage your mindset. You have to believe that you can do this, and belief is absolutely paramount. You have to know your client like they're your best friend. I'll show you some tools to establish your business as a reputable product or service, and then we'll briefly touch on marketing your business with some really simple proven strategies. So number 1, understanding how your product or service fits the market. So you have to learn or understand, comprehend, do you have a viable product or service? Can you get in front of the right people? Now, I bet that you do and you can. You just might not know how yet. So what you need to do is you need to research. You need to ask questions, investigate. You need to get inside the head of your clients. So go and look at what your competition does. And if there's a million people doing what you want to do, I'm sure there's room for 1,000,001 because you will do it your way. And the fact that there's already 1,000,000 people doing it says there's a massive market for it. So you need to go and ask questions of the people who you think will be interested in what you've got, a product or a service. Ask them questions that will help you understand what they want and how they want to receive it. Like if you're thinking of starting up a coaching business, are you going to be a business coach, a relationship coach, a financial coach, all these sorts of things. So go and find out how people expect that service to help them, what they want to achieve if they were to get involved with you. Understand how, you can offer them benefits. And really, it's all about getting inside the head of the person who's going to buy your product or service. So let's say you're selling soap. You're making the soaps at home and selling them at the markets. You need to know what kind of scent do people want? What kind of, do people want non-animal based soaps, or do they want organic soap? I don't know about soap myself, but you need to understand what the market wants. If you're going out and creating a new product that's new to the market, can you present it in a way that's simple that your potential clients will understand and appreciate? What do they find valuable in your product? Because if no one gives a crap that it's organic, they probably will, but for example, if no one gave a crap that you were offering them something organic, then you're talking to the wrong people and you're not going to sell in that market. So you need to understand the dynamics of what you're selling and who's going to buy it and where they're from. Next, you need to understand the power of your mind. Now, I can tell you that if you don't believe that you can have a successful business, if you don't believe that you deserve a successful business, it will never happen. I can tell you that from experience. I've had several businesses, and in recent years I ran a different version of my property business, and I would do courses and I'd spend money and I'd implement new things and I'd do everything like they told me to do, and I still wasn't getting the same results as the people next to me doing the same things. And so after a while I had to take a long hard look at myself and go, well, what's different here? And I realized that I was the common denominator. So everyone else was doing exactly as we were told and they were going great guns, and I was holding myself back because I had my own issues that I hadn't dealt with, and they were going round and around and around in my head all day, and then there was no space in my head for the energy that needed to be devoted to that business, and I was holding myself back. So once I learned how to let go of all my shit and cleared the crap out of my own head, I went ahead leaps and bounds. It was like someone had flicked a switch. Like I literally came home I went to a week-long retreat. I came home and my phone was ringing with people offering me work, like wanting to spend their money with me. It was fantastic. And, really, it really taught me a lot. And so that's now something that I teach other people. It's an amazing process that once you let go of, everybody has baggage, everybody has a past, everybody has something that they wish didn't happen, or, everybody suffered grief or loss or pain of some kind, but we don't need to carry it around with us every day. And once you learn not to, you open your life up to so many other opportunities. Anyway, I digress. So I want you to know that there is enough to go around. There is enough of everything to go around. The world is an abundant place, but you have to focus on what you do want rather than what you don't. So there's no point saying, I don't want a business that's got a lease, that I have to commit to a fixed time frame, that I have to pay bills like electricity, and that I have to pay rates, and I don't want a business where I have to pay staff and workers' compensation and superannuation, and I don't want a business that's high risk, and I don't want a business that's, pink and fluffy. That won't get you anywhere. What you need to do is focus on what you do want. So I do want a business that gives me freedom. I do want a business that means that I'm not locked into a lease. I do want a business that lets me choose my own hours. I do want a business that's a shop front in a busy, bustling centre. Whatever it is that you do want, that's what you have to focus on, because otherwise your unconscious mind will get confused. I'll show you how the unconscious mind works. So, the unconscious mind stores memories with emotions and meanings attached. So, for example, if you've had a car accident and then, you're walking down the street and you hear screeching brakes, that might set you off, and, you might have all of the same emotions and feelings that you felt when you had your car accident, because it's anchored within your unconscious mind, which is fair enough. You can overcome these things if you want to, but it's normal to have such reactions. Your unconscious mind organizes memories, and men and women do this so differently. Men tend to have, and this is just a broad statement, men tend to have lots of little compartments. They deal with one thing at a time, and they'll have one door open at a time. They'll deal with that compartment, then they'll shut the door and they'll open another one and deal with that. Women, we would have 20 doors open all at once, and then we'd put the wrong thought back in the wrong box, and we'd be all confused, and we'd be thinking about it again and again and again and again, and we'd go round and around, and we never get our mind in a neat order. So this goes back to what I was saying about women feeling more drained than men, because our emotions allow that to happen. Our unconscious mind works differently. It protects the conscious mind by suppressing memories or emotions. So you might have done something bad or had a bad experience and you actually don't remember it, which is pretty good. It's pretty clever, that unconscious mind. It affects certain behaviours when placed in situations it sees as a potential threat. So you might, you might be put in a threatening situation and you choose to fight, and then later on you're like, man, that's not me, that's not my personality to fight. I don't know where that came from. It's your unconscious mind taking charge and doing what needs to be done. It runs and preserves the body. So sometimes people go, I really need a break, and then they get sick because your unconscious mind sort of in flow with what your body needs, and so it makes you slow down. Generates, stores, distributes, and transmits energy. So if you're, think of a situation where there's adrenaline involved, and that will take, the unconscious, whatever's going on in your mind tells the adrenaline to, work in your body, even though physically there's nothing happening. It's your mind taking charge. It instills unconscious habits through repetitious conscious behaviors. Now think of when you're driving, you might be, you might get from A to B and not know how you got there. Not know, but you don't remember using the blinker, and you don't remember every time you changed gears, and you don't remember what was on that corner. You just did it because your unconscious mind has been driving for so long that you just do things without having to think about them these days. It's programmed to constantly seek more of what you're focusing on. So that's why we focus on what we do want, because the unconscious mind does not process negative words. So we have to focus on what we do want rather than, worrying about what we don't, because that is just pointless. And I will now prove it to you. All right? Don't think of a purple cow. Now shut your eyes and don't think of a purple cow. I bet I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of the purple cow, and even if you're not thinking of a purple cow, you're thinking of some other coloured cow or a purple something else, because you're trying not to think of a purple cow, because the unconscious mind doesn't understand don't. So when you tell yourself, I don't want this and I don't want that, I don't want a business that's going to send me broke, the unconscious mind hears want a business that's going to send me broke. So be really careful with your own self-talk, because even if you don't say it out loud, your own mind hears it. So if you're going to go into business, if you're going to start and run a fun and profitable business, you have to do it with the right positive mindset. So you're going to have to know who is your client. Now, this is a massively important piece of the puzzle. So you need to be able to tell me about your client, and you must know them intimately. They could be a real person or they could be a made-up person. So we're talking about your ideal client, not your only client. So if you're, for example, if you renovate properties and I say to you, who's your ideal client? And you go, well, anyone. No, your ideal client needs to be, are they in a certain physical geographical area? Are they interested in renovating themselves? Are they interested in paying someone to do renovations for them? Are they in an older style home? Are they in a modern home? Are they in a heritage listed home? There's all of these things that make up who your ideal client is. Now, when I'm speaking with my clients and I ask them that question and they go, oh, just everyone. And I talk them through. Now we have to refine it. They say, oh no, but I don't want to say no to anyone. I'm happy to take anyone's money and I can help everyone. Well, that's fine. You're not saying no to anyone. I'm not saying that you're, going to knock back business. But the purpose of having your ideal client and knowing who they are is so that, you have more say about who you work with, more input. So if you're an interior decorator and you love working on colonial style homes within a certain, within 2 hours of your home, then that is going to become your ideal client. It may be a female between the ages of 40 and 60 who has a colonial style home, who wants you to take care of everything from start to finish in terms of decorating. That doesn't mean that you don't go and work with the man who's got a colonial home. It just means that you choose who you prefer to work with, and they're the people that you attract when you do your marketing. They're the people that you're speaking to. You're speaking their language. You put yourself in front of them. So if it's the women you want to work with, when you do your advertising, you advertise where women hang out. If the man is your ideal client, you advertise where men hang out. If your ideal client likes colonial, well then you choose magazines or websites or whatever the case may be that showcase older style homes. You're not going to go advertising in, a modern architecture magazine. So that's what your understanding your ideal client is all about. It doesn't mean that you say no if someone else finds you. It means that you're pouring your energy into finding the clients that you prefer to work with when you're the one who's going out and looking for them. So I hope that that makes sense. It's also important to know that your ideal client can go through phases. So if you're a wedding planner, then, your ideal client is probably engaged or getting engaged. But they're going to have an expiry date. So the date of their wedding, they're not going to need you anymore. Whereas some businesses will, have a client forever. If you're a wedding planner, you want them to be referring you forever, but you understand that they are not going to be, hopefully they're not going to be coming back to you again and again. So every client has a cycle. The clients that I deal with in my property business, when I'm teaching them how to buy the right property, my wish for them is that I see them once, they do an 8-week course with me, and I don't see them again. I mean, I support them through their buying process when they're buying their first property. But after that, sure, I'm here as a sounding board, but they know everything that they need to know after that. Like if they kept coming back to me, it would mean that I hadn't taught them properly. I hadn't instilled that sense of confidence, which is what my course is all about. So, that's all part of understanding your client as well. Is it someone who's going to be around forever because you can service them forever? Or is it someone who you're going to have a relationship with for 3 months or, 6 months, 12 months, whatever the case may be? Number 4, establishing your business. So this is something that often freaks people out when you're looking at starting a new business and they go, oh, I need this and I need that, and it's all too much money, and they just get overwhelmed, right? It doesn't have to be that hard. You take it in steps, and I'll show you some basic options that you'll have. You take it one step at a time. So you need to think of your business name, and that's often easier if you have someone brainstorm it with you. You check that your business name and your domain name are available, and all of this can be done online these days. Depends where you are. You just go to the relevant authorities and just Google that to find out what it is. How to register a business name in New South Wales. That would take you to the right spot. So usually your business name and your domain name are the same, but that might not be possible and you might not even want it like that. So put some thought into it. Then you jump on the tax office website and you arrange yourself an ABN. It's done in 5 seconds. And arrange relevant insurance. Now, if you're not sure where to go for insurance, ask your friends, ask anyone in business, Google it, get on a Facebook forum and say, who do you use for insurance? I use a broker because I know that she's going to look after me and choose from a range of options. And I tell you, she works pretty hard for her money, my broker. So you register your domain name. Now, this doesn't have to cost a lot of money. My domains cost $49 for 2 years, but you can buy them much cheaper than that. And then arrange hosting for a WordPress site. There are lots of different website platforms out there, but in my limited experience, WordPress is absolutely the best. It's just got so many options and plugins and support, and everyone who works with websites will work with WordPress. So I pay $19 a month for hosting my WordPress site, and again, you can get them much, much cheaper. So you need to set up your website. I'm talking about your average home-based business, which might be selling a product or a service from home, right? So you have your website. Then you have an email autoresponder. So you're going to want to keep in touch with your clients, and you do that via email. So you need an email autoresponder to manage that for you. Now, the way that you collect emails is through landing pages. So for example, if I have a Facebook ad, that Facebook ad will send people to a landing page, and I'll show you an example of one in a minute, where I offer them something for free, a course or a PDF or a free report or a free consultation, whatever the case may be. They put in their name and their email address, and my email autoresponder sends them automatically whatever it is that I have promised. So that all takes care of itself automatically, and then there might be other website add-ons. If you're a retail shop, you might need a shopping cart. If you're if you're a consultant, you might have an online diary attached to your website. There's all sorts of things depending on the nature of your business. So just say I want to buy myself a website theme. Websites are sold as themes. You can, of course, get one built from scratch, but I don't know why you would bother. Even website designers will take a standard theme and customize it. So you're always better off just starting with something. Start with a simple theme and then customize it to make it yours. So these are some examples of themes. Now, you just look along here. You can filter them by, whether you want it to be mobile responsive, which of course these days you do. You can filter them by industry. You can filter them by primary color. You can filter them by functionality, all sorts of things. And there are plenty of website themes that are for free. I prefer to pay because then I know that I'm going to get some kind of support if I have a question or something goes wrong. And look, $58 is what I paid for my site. So mine's Jupiter up there in the top right. And if I were to click on that, it would then take me to a page which gives me an example of a live website using that theme. So I know that all I have to do is change the pictures, change the text, make it all my own, but I can still maintain that layout. Of course, I can change the layout as well if I want to, but if I don't want to, it's all there ready to go. Now, seriously, you can have, what I have done is I have registered the domain name, bought a theme, and had a website up all in about 3 or 4 hours, watching TV, like with the TV on in the background. So it's not something that has to be a huge, massive job. Yes, there are lots of web designers who will give you a fantastic website for, some for reasonable money and some for ridiculous money. They are valuable. But when you're first starting out in business, I don't think it's wise to spend the big bucks on a website when you can achieve what you need to by doing it yourself. So that's your call. But if budget is what you're conscious of, you can definitely do it yourself. But it all depends how you send people to the website and how you make, the offers that you make once people are there. If it's just a pretty looking brochure, then, it's useless anyway. If it has the relevant calls to action, if it creates interest, if it tells a story, if people feel like, they want to click, then that's going to do the job. And if you can nail all of that, then you don't need a designer to do that for you. You can have your website for less than $100. So this is an example of a landing page. Now, this is one that I did free training 5 days to boost your business. So this one was for people who are new to business and need some help to grow. And you can actually download this one from my website, toniakrebs.com. It's an option on the sidebar if you're interested in boosting your business. So what this does is it removes the distractions. So this is essentially a page on my website, but it doesn't have the toolbar across the top with the page options. It doesn't have a sidebar at the side, advertising, promoting different things. It's got no distractions. So the only thing people look at is what I want them to look at, and the only thing they can do is click to give me their details. And that's all I want this page to achieve. It might, like some landing pages will have a video, some of them will have a lot more text, some will go on to have testimonials and examples and stories and all sorts, but this particular one is just short and sharp. So they click on Let Me In, and then they enter their name and their email address, and then that will integrate with my email, automated email provider, which I use, Aweber, and they will be sent the messages. So this is just an example of one that I have with my property business. And you can see that on day 1, nice to meet you, and their first name will slot in there, and it's sent immediately. Then on day 2, you can see that because it's sent one day after the previous message, they get another one. And in this case, they're getting one for the first 5 days. Now you can see how many people open them, and it drops off as time goes by, which is pretty normal. You can obviously go in and there's a whole email attached to those, but this is just the summary page. So I can set that up however I want. I can put pictures in there. I can put links to websites, links to videos, whatever you want, within your email I keep forgetting the name, with your automated email program like Aweber, you can do all that. And I pay $19 a month for Aweber. If you're after a free program, you can use MailChimp. I'm not necessarily a big fan, but it is free and it's still relatively simple to use. So there are cheap or free options for you if you're just getting started. So once you've pulled all that together, and this isn't meant to be obviously a detailed lesson, it's just designed to show you that there are a few steps that you will need to put in place. It doesn't have to be daunting. There's instructions for all of those. There's instructions to link up your website to your email autoresponder to your landing page program. There are YouTube videos these days on absolutely everything. If you don't know how to get started on your WordPress website, there are millions of videos on how to do that. So you needn't feel alone. If you decide that you're going to give it a go, give it a go. If it doesn't work, you can still go and pay someone to fix it for you. You still learned. I amazed myself when I first started doing my websites. Like, man, I did that, and it looks pretty good, I reckon. And then the next one was a bit better, and the next one was a bit better, and then I got some advice on, what my website should and shouldn't have, and then it got better again, and, it grows as you grow, just like your business will. So when it comes time to market your business, you need to know your elevator pitch. Now, elevator pitch isn't necessarily a term that I like to use, but essentially it means, if you ran into someone on an elevator who asked you about your business, you need to be able to tell them. Now, I find so many people are really stuffy with their elevator pitch, and a clever lady taught me. She said, how about instead of saying, hi, I'm Tonia, I'm a marketing and mindset mentor, and I work with women starting out in small business, which sounds like really, bleh. She said, when you meet people and they go, oh, so what do you do? And you go, well, you know how the two biggest challenges for women in business are their marketing and their mindset? And they go, oh, yeah. I say, well, I help them conquer both of those, because if their mindset's in the right place, then their marketing will flow and it's all related. It starts a conversation, and it's much more natural than having this rehearsed speech. So, you can choose to do yours however you like. It amazes me how many people don't have an email signature at the bottom of their emails with links to their website. You might even include, basic elevator pitch in there, or your logo or something relevant, because you just don't know who's going to be needing your services and who you can help. And if people don't know what you do, then they can't come to you. You might send an email to your local real estate agent without realizing that the receptionist who gets your email wants exactly what you've got to offer. So never discount anyone. It's free. Use it. Just the same as social media. Set up all your profiles properly. Don't leave any blanks. Have good images. Like, make sure your images reflect the personality of your business. So if you're if you're a formal accountant, then you're probably going to have formal photos, with your suit and your crisp white background and your hair all perfect, and but if you're not, don't have that kind of photo. It has to be an accurate reflection of you. Create you in all of your profiles, social media and the real world. Just be you. So create a brand that feels like you, that your clients can relate to. You might choose to write a blog. Now, I often have clients say to me, oh, but if I write a blog when I first start out, no one's going to read it. Like, well, if you don't write it, they can't read it. So which one, it's chicken or egg situation. Write a blog because you enjoy it. Write a blog because it helps build your credibility. Write a blog because you're interested in the subject of your business. Write a blog because you think you can help people. If they don't read it now, it's still going to be there. And create a giveaway to help build your list. So that's like my free training, the 5 days to boost your business. You might create a 3-page PDF full of ideas for, you might put recipes depending on your business. You might put practical uses for something. I don't know, all of your businesses are so different that it's hard for me to say. But, you create something that your ideal client will appreciate and value, and that's how you build your list. If you're a local business, mix with the locals. Join business groups in your area. I'm not a big fan of business networking. I find it often so stuffy and false. But there is a group for everyone. So just keep going until you find one that you feel works for you. Or you can join relevant online forums and interact there. Now that doesn't mean sell. I'm the admin of several really big Facebook groups dealing with lots of business people. And it's so interesting watching the dynamic of how people interact in groups. There are people who are there to help other people. They're there to share in the ups and the downs of life and business. And they create relationships with people who then may or may not become their clients. And then there are other people who just come along and say, hi, I'm so-and-so, and this is what I sell. This is why you should buy it. Here's the link. They haven't got any relationship. No one gives a crap who they are. They haven't supported or given or offered any of their time. It's just all about them. So if you're going to join online groups, learn from them, support them, get support from them. Make sure people know what you do, but don't ram it down their throats. It's not the right place for that. I mean, some groups will have, one day a week to promote your product or whatever. Of course, go for it if that's welcomed. But in a normal online forum, you're there to interact, not to forcefully sell. Of course, if people want what you've got, they will come and seek you out. Create a content plan for your social media and your blogs. So you might sit there and go, oh, what the hell am I going to write today? Well, if you have a plan that says on Mondays you write about whatever, and on Tuesdays you post a photo, and on Wednesdays you ask a question, and on Thursdays you put up a quote, then it's not going to be so hard to come up with something. In terms of your blogs, you might commit to write one a week or one a month. So sit down and brainstorm ideas for those blogs. One a month is not hard at all. Anybody can do that. You can write down 12 subjects, 12 topics, and then if other things come up in between, fantastic. You can write about those too. Learn about your competitors. Now, this isn't about copying them. It's about learning what they're up to and learning what works for them. So go and study them. Go and see areas you think that they're falling down on and see how you can do it better. Go and find out who their ideal client is. Is your ideal client the same or different to theirs? And how is it different? And why is it different? And how does your product differentiate from theirs in terms of being related to your ideal client? Use all of that to study and learn. List your business on free local internet business sites. Now, in my property business, some of my very first clients came because I had listed my business on True Local, I think it was. But there are hundreds of them, and you've got nothing to lose by getting listed on all of them, so go for it. One of the biggest things is to get out of your comfort zone. Like nothing ever happens when you're sitting there comfortable, unchallenged. We see it all the time in the business world. People who, in my opinion, there are two types of people in this world. There are the people who are happy to sit back and accept what life throws at them with little control for that. They're comfortable. They collect their pay every week. They live a routine life. They rarely get outside of their comfort zone. They rarely stretch their own mind, but they're happy. And then there is the entrepreneur, the business person, the manager, the go-getter, who's not content to just sit there and wait to see what life hands them, who wants to go out and create or play a bigger part in creating their own future. So they know in order to do that, they have to get out of their comfort zone. If they want to lose weight, they have to exercise. If they want to increase their knowledge, they have to go and study. If they want to be a better person, they have to surround themselves with better people. And that's not always easy. Getting outside that comfort zone isn't a natural thing. We all have fears. Even the most, confident people in the world are scared of something. But they know that by doing that, the reward will be so much worth it. It will be so worth it. So plenty of people who have been successful in life, who are successful, are part of a support group. They have a mentor or a coach. Now, these things are great for accountability. They're also great to make you feel normal. You know, when you're having a down day, you go get online in your support group, and what do you know? Other people have had a down day, or they know exactly how you're feeling, and they will help you to pick yourself back up. If you need a kick up the ass, they'll do that too. They'll keep you on track. They will know, if you have a mentor who works with personal trainers. So you're a personal trainer and your mentor works only with personal trainers, and they have been a personal trainer. They're going to know the challenges that you face in your day, and they're going to have ideas to help you overcome them. You're not going to be reinventing the wheel and starting from scratch. So that's why people that have a mentor or a coach get where they're going much quicker than those who don't. Someone to bounce ideas off. There's someone to keep you moving forward in the right direction, someone to keep you focused on maintaining your own sense of clarity. So of course, being a mentor, I recommend everybody having one, but you need to find the right mentor for you. So that's why I offer everyone, and I'm offering you, a 15-minute chat. Now, I call it a chemistry call because it's really just to see if we have chemistry, to see if we're a good fit. So if you're thinking of starting out in your own business, or maybe you have, but you're not very big yet, you're not where you want to be yet, and you're thinking that you'd like to work with a mentor, then hook in for a free 15-minute chat, and we'll work out whether we are the right fit, or whether someone else is the best person for you. I will give you absolute value during that 15 minutes. And you can test me out, see if you think that we're going to be a good fit. I work with people online. I have online courses. So, if you're the kind of person who wants to do things at your own pace, and you want to learn in your own home, maybe when the kids are gone to bed, or, whatever works for you, I coach people online, and I also do one-to-one sessions, either face-to-face or on the phone or Skype. That takes up a lot of my time. I do half-day sessions generally with bigger businesses. I go into their workplace and depending on what they need, but we might brainstorm for half a day and then come up with solutions to the problems that they're facing. I also do one-day workshops, just depending on the size and the nature of your business. So I promise you that if you invest 15 minutes of your time, you will know whether we are a good fit to work together to get your business off the ground so that you can live life on your terms. That is what this is all about. So thank you very much for coming along to this webinar. You can hook in for your 15-minute consultation at toniakrebs.com/15-minute consultation. You can go to my website, toniakrebs.com, and there are links to contact me through there as well. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this presentation as part of Life Change the Revolution, 43 Ways to Change Your Life. I am Tonia Krebs, and I will see you next time. Bye.